te amarama, kuti e Moeroa. Mi tuatahi ki te atua, o iai ki te timatanga ko e whakamutunga i ngā mea katoa. Mi toroa ki te Kuki Airangi, ngā waihono e te pō, ka hui Airangi. Rire hou pai mārire. A mihi ki te kainga mate, haere atu. Ke tātou te kanohi ora ke tātou katoa, ngā mihi nui ki a koutou katoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Polu whanga te whakatapuka a tā mou whai mārie. Kau whai rea tātou, mua i whakatapat ki he tangata whenua, nā tolo kere kere kini. Whakatapat te kau whaiaku, kau ngāwe, o kau āhi katoa pe ulo nuku mai e whiawhinu. Kai whiwhia tātou rei mo tō katoa pe. Ko wai au, ko talau te maunga, ko alo i talau, Moana, ko leiaf, ko te hapu, alo ko wawau tonga tapu, ko te iwi, Tupou, ko te hapu. Ko Willie Tupou a hapu. Malo lelei, polo vinaka, talawhalawa, asana malika, makatau kabi, kamusta, ola, kia ora, and kirai. So my name is William Tupou. I deliberately put my whole name there so you can understand I'm a product of the Dawn Rates. And if you catch that, I've got the most non-Tongan name ever. William Tupou Kesui, Stephen Tupou. Deliberately named with English names as a sign of the times of the Dawn Rates. So I wanted just to leave that there with you guys because it links back to my kaupapa of the Kakala model. So I'm here to present on the Kakala model. It is a research methodology, strictly from Tongan context, but it's well embraced throughout the Pacific. And this is my koha kōrero today for everybody. So the Kakala model, it is a metaphor for the process of collecting fragrance-scented flowers. And I first want to just take time to break down the meaning. The first one is Kakala, that's the flower, but it's more importantly about the process of making a kahoa. So kahoa is necklace or garland, and I'm sure in most of our cultures, Pacific cultures, and also our tauiwi out there, we have our own garlands or neck braces that we make in special ceremonial occasions. Fiji, Samoa, neck brace is some ula, Kuki Airangi, ai, and Tonga is kahoa. So what it is in essence is the kahoa. The kahoa is made up of all flowers. And what is symbolic about that is in Tonga, the flowers, there's different ranks, flowers, and different meanings and values of each flower. And because Tongan society is very stratified, hierarchical, ranks, with royals, chiefs, and commoners like me, there's special assorted neck kahoas for different people in different social statuses in society. So I want you guys to take note. Next time you see somebody, a tauira, may have Tongan ancestry in them, getting a kahoa, take note of the flowers, the garlands that are in that little kahoa that's given. So I want to come back to the Kakala model. There's 6 stages. And the first stage is Teo. Teo means to prepare. And I'll be talking weaving in between research context, Tongan context, and my role is a kaya. So in terms of Tongan context, the Teo for our ladies, this means when they start to think about a special occasion, what are the flowers that they believe is going to be worth noting to bring out the specialness in this occasion for the person that they are thinking of. In research, we are thinking about what's my kaupapa, who are my people, how am I going to approach them, what are the questions, and what are also the tikanga protocols, tapu restrictions. These are all the other things that we need to consider in a Pacific way of thinking. And also I also want to bring that into light of now in our tikanga Māori as well. We have certain protocols and tikanga for approaching people. Sometimes that's not talked of in research, but this is important in this preparation stage. How are you going to get the best out of your participants by ensuring that you work in a way that's sensitive, respectful, to build trust? I always wondered in Tonga why talking about the Toli stage. When I grew up in Tonga, so my name from the Tonga, I got that really English name. I was sent to Tonga when I was young, and I grew up most of my young life with my grandma in Tonga. And I always wondered why everybody in the village had flowers. And then I got to realize that in the Toli stage of data collection, that means in the Tonga it's preparation, how you make your flowers. So I understood in Tonga, some ladies do not know how to make flower kahoas, but they do want to offer their contribution by growing flowers in their house. And then the whole village can partake in sharing it, and that's a way of koha. So in the study stage, in terms of research, this is your actioning, your data collection stage. And you know that, qualitative, quantitative, taking into account all that stuff. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty, but that is the stage where you start to think about Tivaevae theory. If you haven't heard of Tivaevae theory, Mary will carry on that, but it's your relationship as a researcher with your participant. And how are you going to extract that information? And how are you going to get the best that you can from that? Sounds like I ordered pizza. So, moving on to the next stage, Tui. Tui is the weaving together the kahoa, and that is your reporting, your analysis of the information. Leave it that short there. Next stage 4, Maarie, or luva. Luva means give to you. And this is where you see that act instead of prize givings, graduations, the gifting of your kahoa, the brace, the kahoa to people. And this is your reporting back to your participants of your findings. And in this, you are also thinking about, how did my research go? Did I get what I wanted? Was I on point, on target? Or was there stuff that I missed? Number 5, Maarie, that is the stage where you evaluate again the effectiveness of your research. So you're giving it to your participants, your community. Do they understand it? Do they think that it's worth taking note? Are they going to take it back? Do they see it any worthwhile in applying to the problems that they have or the issues in their community? And also, you're also looking at your position as a researcher in there. Were you thinking about them? Did you present them, their voices in the best way, or did you bring them down, or did you protect the mana of your participants in their part, in your research? Mawhana, and this again is another evaluation stage. And this here is actually you looking at your research in action, in implementation by the people who you did the research with. Do you see them taking anything that you found in your findings or recommendations back to help themselves or to counteract or to apply into the living? So I've gone pretty quick into it, but in a nutshell, it describes the whole process for making a kahoa. And I apply this into my research and also into my kaiako delivery planning for my students in Tawira. First stage, I look at my tawira who are coming in this year. I look back, what were their stats or the results from last year? In the Teo stage. Toli stage, I start to think about what activities, how can I approach them? Are they visual, are they kinetic, hands-on learners? I apply that in that Toli stage. Activities, whatever that I can implement to let them get the best of our kaiako sessions. In Toli, etc., you start to evaluate assignments. What are the feedbacks that come back? Am I reading the assignments? Is it making sense? Do they understand? That's where I start to evaluate as a kaiako what I'm saying. No reira. Mahalo.
Kia ora tātou katoa te aloha mātou tātou toa. Ko Moeroa Marsters tōku ingoa, I te toa tōku pāpā no tumutu varuvaro rarotonga. no pāmate mai ia. Te tua toku māma, no tonga lewa, te nota, te pai toke rau, e te tua tōna pāpā no eitutaki. Mai ia e kiripati me toke rau ai. So, yeah, Moeroa from Cook Islands. And toke rau and hononga tū the toke rau and kiripati side. But I'm going to be talking about the Tivaevae research model. Ta-da! So I've got our lovely wahine over here. She's just giving out something just to have a look. I have to take it back, okay? Ne? No peeping. Ne? This is the Tivaevae model. Look, it's a Cook Island concept. Yeah, it's turned into a research methodology. It has 4 stages, but what I wanted to first start off with is skip it. It's developed and inspired by Moa Hodges. Back in, started off around the 1999s, then it got developed with Te Ava and Page 2011, and again 2018, and then the research methodology that I'm giving you now is the most current one. However, and when I say the most current one, I'm saying the one that's really been published. You know, the one that's more established out in the community of Rangaho, eh? It refers to back in so that's Moa Hodges and Futapuati 2019. So this refers to the Cook Islands process of making a Tivaevae. That's a Tivaevae there. There's also the purple one that's out there. That's a Tivaevae type of pillowcase. And it refers to the process of making these Tivaevae. It has a colonial past, threaded with Pil Māori, Ākononga Māori. It's threaded that way, and that's what makes it Kuki Airangi. All right, it has positioning and epistemology from our ontological, which means, in my view, the knowing, the being, and the doing. Kuki Airangi ways. This framework is the most utilised Cook Island framework within our tauira. They utilised this framework. I utilised it. All my Marsters mates utilised it. Why? Because it's the only one that's really kind of known out there in the research space. So here's the 4 stages. The first stage is akapapa, which means to prepare. Just like the kahua has a stage of akapapa, the conceptualizing and the planning. This is when our mamas, because it's usually done by our mamas, is when our mamas get together and they have all the designs in the world and they show off their designs. They go, the kind of designs that you see. See, this one is a breadfruit. This is a breadfruit, eh? It's one of our kai over there. And sometimes you'll have the lily, the tiare Māori. These are native plants to the Cook Islands. That's what you'll mostly see in these Tivaevae patterns. Very unique to our Tivaevae taonga. Taonga, these are the specialists, the experts. We call them mama or auntie. I'm not one. The next stage is akaruru, data collection. We know what that means, whānau. Pakoti, the word pakoti is actually scissors. Yeah, but it also means to cut. This is when we analyse the data and interpret it, the themes, what's come out of it. The last stage, o'ora. Now that means to present. But that's in the context of this research methodology, yeah? But o'ora itself means to lay out. Right? And it's also a process that we present the Tivaevae. The Tivaevae gets presented at these gatherings, the 21st and a wedding. So when you present when you o'ora the Tivaevae, what you're saying is, it takes a lot of time to make one of these, eh? It has 3 layers. It has the one that you see. It has the one behind it. If you have a look at the pattern, can you pass me this grey one here? Because I don't have an example in front of me because I forgot. If you look at the front, this is what you see here. You think about research. We see this part as the findings, but we don't see the structure of how it came, the stitching. This is the backing. This is what's behind it. Yeah? This is what we don't see. Hey? And that's the shirt. Okay, fast forward and yep, so that is so this is what it is. That's the stitching. How we use the thread, that's the concepts. These are our thread, the way that we needle, we thread through. Taopatai, how we collaborate. Tū akanga te te, we respect. These are our code of ethics, if you please. Uri uri kite, reciprocity. Tū inangaro relationships. And akari kite, I forgot that was down there. Shared vision. These are the principles that we weave through from the start to the end, to the final product. You know, I say about these 3 stages because of this. What you have out there, that I put out there to you fellas, are unfinished work. That is the potential that sits within Pacific methodologies. We have unfinished work out there. The layers of the seen and the unseen. Very important in the way that we do our Pacifica methodologies. The potential indigenous models that are yet to come, and frameworks, and encouraging our tauira, and this is my positioning as a kaupō, encouraging our tauira to engage in their own indigenous methods of inquiry. Nē, kia ora nā, kia manuia.
Talafalava, my name is Mary Asi. I'm the manager of Bachelor of Bicultural Social Work from Māngere. Welcome to our presentation, and I think they've taken all the time, but what I'm going to do is to quickly conclude. Right, you know, the Kakala model and also the Tivaevae. So I'm bringing in Te Wānanga as theories of Samoan methodologies, and they are theories as well. Now, weaving in these protocols, because of the process is quite long, you know, how to do rangahau. So you will have to identify, you will have to select your participants, the age groups, and also the community that you'll be focusing on. So bringing this to me as the manager, I will steer to how that's relevant to my role. Next one. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, coming from a village of 7 po, I am one of those chiefs in the 7 poles that makes those decisions. But the one in the middle is Tanoa, is that our roles are to protect that chief, and he's the current head of state of Samoa. So what I do here, instead of giving the names of all those chief titles, I grant them the skills names of social work. So the first skill is wheloi, so which means, you know, greeting people. And this is similar and parallel to pōwhiri in Māori. So the ipuawa is open to any Samoan or any social worker to identify where they come from. So it's a sense of belonging. The whātau one is about negotiating. And negotiating is about who is going to be the next one who speaks, the orators, to meet the needs of the audience and the activities of the day. So going on to the sa ilinga o le tō whamamao, meaning in depth of thoughts from that speech. And then after that, in all Pacific Islanders, therefore, Moeroa is from Cook Island. We are descendants of Tangaroa. She is Tangaroa from Tonga, Tangaroa. I am a descendant of Tangaloa. So Tanga meaning action, Loa means ancient. So the practice of kava ceremony comes from Tangaloa, Tangaroa. And taumawhitanga, the last cup, is about eating, it's about sharing our kai, and That's our Pacific ways to celebrate everything that we do. Okay, now I'm linking all of this to Talanoa methodology because all of this comes from Talanoa. Tala means storytelling, Noa means a space. So the author of Talanoa described Talanoa as a story from no space. For me, it's a Talanoa meaning story from a space. So talking, Talanoa meaning talk with another person or converse with one or more two people. So as we have the orator here, so he's the one that does the launga. So it's storytelling from a space. Talanoa is a story from a place or space. Our narratives using our storytelling methods. Whaftai te lau. Conclusion, I think do we have food? Food is a form of celebrating our achievements and the potential of the future of Pacific Ainga, iti tangata, and kainga. Whaftai te lava. And the music. It's part of our celebration. It's not coming up, the music, because I want to shake.
freshest looking one.
Let's just sit down, eh?
Okay, so I do want to thank the amazing panelists for sharing their rangahau and for laying the foundation of our Manava Moana. And I also really want to comment, this is a real tuakana taina. These two here, Mary and Tala, have brought up, you know, not only their tauira, but they're seeing potential in their stuff, and they're coming here to co-present together. So I really want to acknowledge that. Lastly, Manava Moana is a part of the rangahau strategy. So we urge you to come forward and to be a part of this community, irrespective of where you are in your rangahau journey. It's a space for us to gather, to connect and to talanoa, and to ignite your rangahau goals. So I will reluctantly put my email up there for us to please email me, because then we'll start up the teams, and I'll post 2 questions in there that I actually had for the panel, but we've run out of time, for us to all talanoa about.